Dave Hart. Dave Hart's trying to call in, but he's on the phone here, so we can include him. Okay, so this is the first meeting in September of the Fire Adaptive Community Committee, and let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Madam Secretary, roll call.
Don't have the roll call, but,
There's the list.
there's one. Right. That's helpful. I mean, I could probably remember. Okay. Mike,
Here,
Dave,
Dave.
I'm here.
I'm here, Don,
Here.
Scott's not here, Vicky? Here. Mark's not here, Ray's not here.
Yeah. Now Scott showed up this morning. I thought
Yes, he
maybe he
did.
was coming back, but
But once he gets out there to the ranch and,
Okay.
no,
at least we have a quorum, is that right?
we do.
We do have a quorum. Okay, so the agenda was passed out. Everybody's got it. Any recommended changes before we finalize this? I have one. On new business, there is a meeting, September 30th through October 2nd in Los Lunas. It's the annual New Mexico Wildland Urban Fire Summit. And, Lindsay will be attending. I actually inquired because I'd done it before. I've got I guess per diem to go, so mileage, whatever. So we'll talk about that at the end of the meeting here, new business, okay?
Okay, that's good.
Anyone want to approve that agenda that we just finalized?
I move to approve the agenda. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So one of the items here, request, any requests or response from the audience dealing with the Fire Adaptive Community Committee. The audience would like to make.
I think you may have lost your call in there.
I am,
He's
I should be in on the video.
Okay, we see you.
Thank you.
So any comments from the audience?
Well, I don't know if now's the time or later, but I would like to solve the quorum issue. And if there's somebody on this board that doesn't want to be involved anymore, I would gladly take their place.
Could you say that one more time?
I would gladly volunteer to join this committee.
Oh, okay.
If there's somebody that does not have or would like to step
Okay.
down. So we
Can you give the name here so that we have the right
Brian.
contact information?
Brian,
Brian, Lindsay,
spell that? No.
BR.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
BR.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, Brian, I remember you. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yes, sir. No, because the last several meetings we've been to, haven't had a quorum in
No,
months.
We have not, and that's
So,
the
like,
issue
try
you
to help.
address. You're right.
Hard to get people here.
And I do feel like
You're local too, so.
this is what I would like to be involved in.
Okay, thank you for that volunteer.
That's awesome.
Okay, attached here is sent out. We have the minutes of the August 5th meeting. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes of the August 5th meeting.
All in
I'll
favor?
second.
Second.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
So we have, on the agenda here, we'll get to the items that maybe we don't have a speaker for, but number one, slash pickup and burning metrics for August, which is obviously the most recent month. Any Captain Noble?
Yeah, I've been sending out
Yeah, you
pretty in-depth kind of stats for the year and including every month. So there was 980 yards delivered to Station 3 of slash. And then we had 402 slash permits issued. And 275 yards were picked up and 110 were chipped on site. Mainly on the Brazos area, but people are taking advantage of us chipping and that's a service that we provide, so.
How long before the pickup is ceased for the season?
We're gonna try November,
Okay.
yeah. And we're working on an ordinance on that. That way we could extend that and like Mr. Crane was alluding to earlier, taking over pine needles and the stumps and all that, but we just need a mechanism to charge people. So.
Is there a metric on backlog, you know, as of now, maybe, I don't know. Whether.
There's a little bit of slash foot, but not much. And up top, there's a few permits that we still need to pick up. But,
Okay.
you know, we're running into just a few issues of, you know, piles being in not where they're supposed to be, or they're kind of dirty, or they have stumps in them.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Last time I looked, I couldn't find a pickup permit on the internet, in the village.
Website.
On the village.
Yeah,
So,
on the website, if you click on government and then departments, fire department.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, there's a slash program like drop down menu, so you're gonna wanna click that and all the information should be like the first paragraph that you see. It should be right there. I'm still working on getting a clickable link. I'm actually working on the website today, also trying to do, put our burn permit like information on there as well before the season kind of gets started for that.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah, so trying to work on that and I think I'll just sit down and try to workshop it best I can today to help people out the most I can.
Oh, awesome.
and you could stop at Station 3, or here with Lindsay and get on the tablet, and we have it, you know, for you guys.
So we can still apply for a burn permit?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, that one's, we're still figuring all that stuff out, but should be probably done here in the next few
Is
months.
it too late to apply for a chicken?
I don't think so.
I've been working on it. I've done a lot of stuff.
Well, time no. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no, that's fine.
Yeah, no, your ash pile is getting big. What's the plan?
We're working on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're working on kind of putting it in areas where it's not gonna kind of be an issue. There in the area had Kurt dug us some holes, so we're gonna put it in that and fill in and working with the environment department and all that stuff. That way we're not in.
When we were talking about that earlier on, the mine had some interest in looking at that material as something they could use in connection with their cover material, in the,
Yeah, if you wanna give me the connection, I haven't been in contact with him, but
Dave,
if you guys have
I
a
have
contact.
I have an update on that. We had worked with them, this was, last fall or summer. Because there was a grant that, would have paid for the delivery of that kind of material up there. And when it all boiled down to it, Chevron, which is the one that, you know, funds
Yeah.
that, said, no, we've got enough for what we're doing. They didn't want to buy any, which would have been, you know, how are we gonna get compensated for delivering it, whatever it is. And they didn't wanna pay for anything from Angel Fire. They're getting it from somewhere in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. That was the last discussion. Maybe it's changed.
but whether they would pay for it, it may be a more cost, a way for us to get rid of it.
You know,
It's according to how much it costs to haul it up there, and would they pick up hauling costs? It
Yeah, we
would
could
be
talk
one thing
about
to
it.
look at.
yeah, they're looking, I mean, they were getting what they called compost. It really wasn't. It was a mixture of you know, chips and other debris, not big stuff.
Yeah.
So we don't chip. We, you know, that would be an extra cost to give them at least what they wanted before. So it's probably wouldn't be a bad idea to just see if they're still in that same situation.
Yeah, we could talk to him about it.
I guess I would just like to add on that. I know that Public Works Director Epler has been working closely. The big concern with the ash was making sure it didn't, if we had a big rain, run to the La Cienega, to keep it out of the creek. But I also would like to compliment, you know, all of our staff. You know, the pit is clear. We're not at the end of burn season yet, but the pit has stayed clear. The pile burning has been effective. It's not that the backlog of material is not building up places. And so I think for a year one, we still have several months left of it yet, but it has been successful.
Big difference 2 years ago. Big
Yeah.
You know, what you're getting now are people clearing, cutting trees, clearing their lots. You're not getting the slash that's on the ground, on the vacant lots.
Yep.
So this stuff is burning different than, once you get rid of that and you start getting the dead and down, it'll burn better than this material you've gotten this summer. But you've done a good job, what, maybe once a week burning or even,
We're trying to, whenever we have a window, we call it, you know, whenever weather allows us and smoke.
gotten rid of all of it.
Okay, let's move on to item number 2. Lindsay, doing a lot of inspections and, give us an update, either August or to date or whatever you'd like to say.
Yeah, I'll kind of mix the two in. For August, I only had 10 assessments. We're definitely kind of slowing down as we're getting into that shoulder season. I have a couple more, I'm expecting October is gonna be a little bit bigger than this month, cause I think that's when everybody kind of comes in with their short-term rentals, things like that. I have as many as I've already done this month scheduled for next month.
Oh.
But currently, overall time, we have 89 assessments done. 4 of those were this month, 10 were last month. And I'm currently putting together like an overall report, for Rocky and the Grant that I'll probably send out to you guys as well, month to month. And that'll also include, I've done a couple of like condo buildings, things like that, so you'll see those kind of, looming over there, so they can kind of see that, I'm not just doing homes, we're also working on the village itself. But yeah, so we're hoping to hit at least 100. I think with everything coming up, the end of this month in October, we should hit 100, by the end of the season, for the first snap, hopefully.
Awesome.
But yeah, so I think everything's doing good. I've gotten a lot of great feedback, same thing. And I think I've only done 4 or 5 reassessments, but every single one of those have gotten the work done
Wow,
and,
that's good.
gotten certified, so.
Any feedback from any of those? That's a lot, that this has helped them get their insurance approved or anything like that.
I do have a couple. I did one in August or end of July, August that I fast tracked for him because, his insurance was telling him he was gonna drop him in like a week or so. So I kind of fast tracked that for him and he said that it not only gave him insurance, but lowered his rate, so.
Oh,
Great.
But that's the only one like in the past few months, other than the ones that you've heard before, that I've heard differently. But yeah, it just kind of depends. I've also gotten a few people who are kind of questioning whether or not to do the work. So I'm trying to put together some more language to, be able to kind of convince people on why they should, do home hardening, but like I said, I can't convince everyone. At least they let me go out there and look at their house, right? So.
yeah.
Would you like the list or name of Allstate? I had a client.
Mhm.
Their insurance was gonna drop by October. He started hunting, I started hunting. He found Allstate. Allstate said they would insure in Angel Fire.
Okay,
He sent me the contact and everything. Would you like it? And when he got his insured in Angel Fire,
Yeah.
it went down.
yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I'm trying, that's something that I kind of want to work on in the winter time too, because it is slower home assessments, things like that, especially with the access. Getting a good list of contractors, which I have a working list right now, but I kind of want to, meet people, vet people, that kind of thing. As well as a list of where people are getting and keeping their insurance. Because that's one of the biggest questions that I get is, hey, if I, end up running into this trouble or I am in this trouble, do you have somebody that I can reach out to? And currently I'm referring them to like the Angel Fire Facebook pages, because I think there's a lot of good communication on those for people to do. But yeah, if I start getting some people in, I can give people a list, so that
I
would be
think I can
great.
get you a couple of them.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and if any of you guys have any other contacts or anything for me, please send them my way. That would be a great way for you guys to help me out and everybody else here too.
I had a question for you, Vicky. Have you seen any of the realtors? Where, has anyone done a listing or sold a home that has been certified? I know she's only done 90 so far, but at some point, we're gonna hit to where one of those properties ends up as a for sale. Do you think there will be any